Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thomas engagement ring for Hope, Xander's blameworthiness. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers recap for Thursday, December 28th, reveals that Thomas Forrester stood up to John Finnegan in the design office since this didn't involve him. Finn dissented since he didn't want Thomas talking to Steffi Forrester that way. When Finn got summoned back to the sanitarium, Steffi assured her hubby that she could handle this. Once Finn left, Thomas settled down and conceded that he maybe came on a little strong earlier. Still, Thomas wanted Steffi to understand that he was happy and that he was done living in remorse. Hope Logan had moved on from the history, so Thomas was doing the same and prayed Steffi not to undermine his relationship. In the main office on Thursday's B&B occasion, Ridge Forrester asked Hope if she saw a future with Thomas, so Hope realized he was asking what her intentions were. Ridge didn't want history to repeat itself since Thomas entwined out of control the last time he got serious about Hope. Hope claimed that they loved being with each other and wondered why that wasn't enough. Ridge allowed. She meant she didn't suppose it would last, but Hope claimed she wasn't saying that. Of course, Hope couldn't say for sure that her relationship with Thomas would stand the test of time. Moreover, Hope didn't have a Demitas ball and didn't know what the future held. Ridge refocused out that Thomas saw a future with Hope, so he asked if that was a possibility. Although Hope understood that Ridge was a concerned parent, she made it clear that this was a private matter. When Steffi set up Ridge laterally, he mentioned that Hope was complaining about her. After Ridge admitted he questioned Hope too, he revealed that Hope principally told him to mind his own business. Steffi remained upset since Thomas was an open book, but Hope was cagey and didn't want a future with him, at least in Steffi's opinion. The Bold and the Beautiful recap Thursday, December 28th, Thomas engagement ring for Hope, Xander's blameworthiness. This could end poorly for Thomas, so Steffi said she didn't want him getting hurt. Once Hope met back over with Thomas in the design office, they canoodled on the lounge. Thomas apologized for Steffi's lecture and got updates on Ridge, giving Hope one as well. Thomas claimed there was no need for all that and assured Hope that he was happier than he'd ever been. After Thomas said no bone was going to take this from them, he kissed Hope and talked about feeling so near to her. Thomas reiterated that he was a one-woman man and mentioned Douglas Forrester always supporting them as a couple. With all that in mind, Thomas asked if Hope would make him the happiest man in the world and marry him. Hope was stunned as Thomas got down on one knee and showed off a foamy engagement ring. Thomas pushed Hope to say yes since they belonged together in his eyes. As Thomas formally again prompted Hope to say she'd marry him, Hope smiled uncomfortably and shook her head a bit in unbelief. In Finn's office, his new case was revealed to be Xander Avant. Finn said he'd have to get Xander's medical records from his croaker in London, but Xander refocused out Finn could get them from his Los Angeles croaker. If that was easier. Once Finn learned Xander used to live in LA, he wondered why he left for London. Xander flashed back to getting fired for his knowledge of the baby Beth Spencer survival secret. After Xander said he reached the end of his road there, he noticed Steffi and Finn's near-marriage snap. Xander asked if Finn was married to Steffi and got evidence before revealing he used to be an intern at Forrester Creations. Once Xander said he worked with all the Forresters, he mentioned Thomas and looked agitated. Finn allowed. It sounded like Xander had some kind of history with Thomas and sounded confused. Xander flashed back to Thomas acting all minatory and tossing pitfalls around. With Zoe Buckingham by his side, Xander blustered about Emma Barber being dead because of Thomas' evil secret. Back in the present, Xander looked reflective and decided perhaps he should get another croaker. Finn pushed Xander to partake further about Thomas, so Xander said Thomas was who Finn allowed. He was. Xander didn't indeed know what to call someone with no heart and no guilt. After Xander said Thomas did commodity evil to an innocent youthful girl, he recalled happier recollections of Emma. Once Xander flashed back to Emma driving and crashing her auto, he flashed back telling Zoe that it wasn't an accident. Xander also recalled facing pressure to keep quiet about Thomas' connection to the crash. In the present again, Xander asked if Finn had ever heard the name Emma Barber. Finn hadn't, but he wondered if commodity happened to Emma and allowed. Perhaps Thomas had made life delicate for her. Xander said he was talking about murder, so Finn looked shocked over the blameworthiness. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Xander will unmask further news on Thomas' awful history, so stay tuned to see Finn's response. Hope answers Thomas' offer. Emma murder story rattles Finn. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, January 1st, reveal that there's much further drama to come, but we've a quick programming note to pass on first. Rather of a new occasion on Friday, December 29th, you'll either see a reprise or football content depending on what time zone you're in. Still, the rearmost television rosters point to B&B continuing the action with a brand new occasion on Monday, January 1st. That's when observers should see Hope Logan's answer to Thomas Forrester's surprise marriage offer. Of course, there's a chance it's a fake eschol if Hope is maybe letting all naysayers get inside her head. Hope might be imagining that Thomas is proposing out of fear that he's moving way too fast. It could be a sign that Hope's more upset about Thomas' compulsive side returning than she's letting on. On the other hand, Thomas is truly head over heels, so popping the question like this seems like commodity he'd do. It clearly sounded real, so perhaps Hope will have to authentically respond to this offer of marriage. Still, it'd be a bad idea to promise to marry him if Hope can't indeed say a direct "I love you" to Thomas yet. Hope may have to let Thomas down gently and pump the thickets on his grand plans. Still, also that's another factor she could bring up, if Hope's divorce from Liam Spencer still isn't perfected. Also again, accepting Thomas' offer might get everyone off Hope's back. There might be some part of Hope that's tempted, especially if she gets swept up in all Thomas' usual talk about loving only one woman. At the sanitarium, John Finnegan will push Xander avant to unfold now that he's brought murder allegations against Thomas. Xander will unmask the whole story about Emma Barber's auto crash and why he believes Thomas was responsible. B&B spoilers say Finn will understandably be rattled over Xander's story. Xander will advise that Thomas is a deeply perturbed existent, so he may refuse to believe that he's able of redemption, no matter how important remedy he's entered. Still, he'll be indeed more concerned and may push Finn to intermediate before someone differently gets hurt, if Xander gets updates on Thomas and Hope's love. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some Thomas-related twists and turns are in store for suckers, so stay tuned for all the wild news ahead. The Beautiful spoilers, Hope Logan is having alternate studies. According to the rearmost occasion of The Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas proposed to Hope with a huge gemstone of a diamond and asked her to make him the happiest man in the world. And while Hope did smile at the study, she also dithered to give him her answer. You'd suppose that by now Hope would have made up her mind as to who she wants to spend the rest of her life with, but that doesn't feel to be the case. It goes without saying that Hope won't be giving Thomas a straight answer. At least, not right down. And that's not because she doesn't love him or she doesn't trust him, but rather because of everything that has happened to her heart in the history. She doesn't want to take any pitfalls. But at the same time, she knows that if she wants to be happy, this is one threat worth taking. Sure, she might still have Liam Spencer in the reverse of her mind, but Hope knows that no bone will ever love her as much as Thomas Forrester does.